What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for tuning in. Welcome back to Ghost One More Mod. Today we're adding a little bit more authenticity to the Neutrona Wand. I want to replace the Clippard valve, and I'm going to show you how easy it is, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of taking this guy off, as you can see I already did, and putting on our new Clippard valve R-701. There's the part number right there. I ordered mine off gbfans.com. They're pretty good price. I think you can find them also on Amazon or eBay, but the prices do kind of vary, so shop around. But immediately when you get this, you will notice the size difference between the width and the height. But the big thing, and I'm actually really looking forward to this, is the weight. One thing that I've noticed that when you take the Neutrona Wand, and if you are using a proton pack, you take the sled out, you lose a little bit of that enjoyable weight from the AAA batteries. So you're no longer using that sled, you know, using the power from the proton pack, and the Neutrona Wand just gets toyishly light. And I know it is a toy, but I miss that weight, and having this on here, I think, is going to add a little bit more of that oomph, that girth, that weight. So I'm excited to put that on. But first, the one thing that I want to do with this is it's new. It is brand new out of the box. It's a little shiny. So I'm going to weather that up. I've done in other videos some weathering, but I want to show you very quickly what I use and how I do it. And then once we get that weathered up, I'm going to walk you through taking this old one out, putting the new one in, and making it look awesome. Here we go.
All right, so as always, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use for some of the weathering here. This is just chalkboard paint. I will leave a link in the description below. You'll probably want some rubber gloves, just kind of keep your hands clean and easier to clean up later on. Flathead screwdriver to pop this open. Some type of stirring stick. In this case, my handy dandy chopstick. Works just fine. As you can see, I've done some weathering before in the past. You'll want 2 cups. One to pour the paint in, and then one filled with water. And depending on what you're weathering, you'll use a different ratio. For clothing, about a 50-50. And then if you're doing something with metal or something, you know, non-clothing material, then you can increase that ratio to maybe like 60 paint, 40 water, or maybe even up to 70 paint, 30 water. So in this case, since we're going with the Clippard valve, I'll probably be going a little heavier on the paint and a little less water. Mixed up real good, and then I'm going to show you how to apply it. And that was still way too much, but that's okay. So just a little bit of that. Probably could have done much less, but I probably will be doing some other weathering things today on the side. Take your other cup, and since we're doing the Clippard, I'll probably be doing a little bit less than 50%. Mix it up real good. And so now we're just gonna, I mean, the whole point of this is really just to make it look less shiny. Just take the sheen off. So that's my intention. So I'm gonna get my paintbrush here, and then I always like to dab the excess off on the side. And let's start a non-conspicuous area here. So you can kind of see a little bit of like a streak, but that's fine because it would be like that type of greasy look to it. So this, I do want to blend in just a little bit more on the body. And I'm getting a nice worn grease look here. So I'm going to continue that. Get that excess off. And just continue this yuckiness here and blend that in a little bit more. So the body I want to blend in a little bit, get rid of faded in, but on the metal, I like that grease grime look. And now I'm gonna go on the top here. And I wanna get some of those threads. That's good. And this is where it's gonna shine here, is on this ring. Yeah. And I'm not, the thing about weathering is sometimes you see the change and you get so excited and you want to keep going, but sometimes, actually it's not sometimes, less is more. And what I want to do here is just do a little bit more on this top area, but I really want to get rid of this excess. I just want it to look grimy. Just get rid of that little blob. I don't really want blobs, that's all. There we go. And kind of like like it a little thicker on this ring here. I think that gives a lot of depth. And a little dirtiness there. All right, I'm gonna pause there because I don't want to overdo it. And I kind of went a little heavy there, so I'm gonna get my dry paintbrush here. Kind of just get some of that up. There we go. And that has done really well. I'm not so concerned about these screws because more than likely I believe we're going to take them out and replace them with different screws, so I'm not even going to bother weathering that. But looking at this, yeah, I am happy with that. I'm going to set that aside and let it dry and put this baby in. Here we go. It is pretty much dry at this point, and I am very happy with how this turned out. Just comparing it again to the stock one that we removed, how much thinner it is, skinnier and shorter. And what's really interesting now that you kind of compare it, you can kind of see that, you know, HasLab, with all they really did was kind of just do a little bit of wear on the sticker. But then here it's completely like unfazed, it's untouched. Like this is completely, you know, not worn at all, only the label, the sticker. So that's something I really wanted to do, was kind of, you know, the part that protrudes the most. I wanted to give that some weathering. So it is dry and we're ready to put this on. So first step to removing the stock Clippard is just taking these two Phillips screws out. Just forewarning, when you do that, there's little nuts on the inside of the Neutrona Wand. They're gonna fall down. Sometimes you can get lucky and you can shake them out. But also too, in a future video, I probably will be cracking open the Neutrona Wand, but we're not doing that today. We're just doing ease of use. But just let you know that those nuts will probably go down. And then get a drill bit kit, and that will be for, on the real Clippard, you will see that there is like a nubbin right there. So you'll want a couple different size drill bits, one for like a pilot hole before you actually put like the real one in. So something small, you can start with like a 5/64 or a 3/32, but I think we're gonna eventually go up to either a 5/16 or a 3/8. So just have that handy, and let's put this on. So there's the stock Clippard with the two screws off. What I'm doing right now is I'm just getting my drill and I'm putting it centered between the two stock holes, and I'm just getting a little pilot hole real quick so when I move up to my bigger drill step, it won't walk on me. Now that I have my stock pilot hole, I'm stepping up now to what I believe is a 5/16. So carefully, once again, don't want to go too deep. So I'm gonna just try to round this out again, just a little bit more. So I'm not sure if you guys are gonna get lucky. It looks like I need to move up to a 3/8 bit.
Earlier I showed you the back of that new Clippard, where that little nub is. It looks like there's a tiny little notch on that nub that just barely makes it. For me, it was barely wider than a 5/16, so I'm using a 3/8 now to round this out. Alright, so that is my new hole. I had to go up to the 3/8. I'm just taking the new Clippard now and just seeing if it will fit, and it's tight, but I kind of like that. Boom, just kind of clicked in, and that's pretty friction held there. I like that a lot, so that worked out for me. So right now I'm putting on some super glue around the perimeter of the new Clippard. I want to do this because just for extra hold, even though I'm pretty confident that the new screws I'm going to use, they're a little wider and just a hair longer because they need to bite. Once again, I'm going to line this up, and hopefully we can still get that little notch to do that little friction hold. Boom. Perfect. And just get the hole centered, and we'll get our new screws. So just try to source some new screws with a little bit of a thicker thread for a little bit more bite. Something just a hair longer and just a hair wider. And this, even though the friction was like the 3/8 worked good for me, you might still be able to get away with the 5/16. I'm not sure, maybe if you just kind of kept it round. But between that friction notch and the super glue and these new screws, this thing is solid. Here we go. This is the final product. The weathering just turned out fabulous. It gives a nice little grunge look to it. I like that you can kind of still see some brass, but it looks, you know, fairly gunked up and weathered inside there. Got the sheen off here. You can still see that it's Clippard, but it's not like aluminum, you know, bright shiny. Off camera, I did do some other fun things. I did a little bit of weathering on the stop check valve knob here, and also on the stream adjustment dial here, this guy. So I got a little bit of, let me see here, a little bit of sheen off this here, and then what else did I do? Oh, the barrel safety release. The barrel safety release was pretty bright green, so I kind of grunged that up a little bit to kind of dull that green down a little bit, as well as this green wire here, so it's not as like bright neon green. Maybe not neon green, but like, you know, bright green. So I am super happy. I like the weight. Like I said earlier, removing that sled with the double A's in it, and you know, when it's attached to the proton pack in your hand, it just kind of, it just felt too light. And it doesn't get more authentic than this because it's an authentic Clippard valve, and that girth, that length, sounds really dirty. The weight just feels really good in the hand. So I'm very happy with it. And yeah, I cannot wait to do this all over again on my 84 wand, which I'm gonna be doing an unboxing of very shortly. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it or liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the install, leave a comment. And if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Catch you guys next time. Out.